there, Carrie here from KRLC Studio. Today, let's learn about editing. Yeah! And before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that this video is time-coded. So if there's something specific that you want to watch and learn, just click on that and it will bring you right there. Now, on to the show. All right, let's get started. So for me, when I edit my videos, I go into my YouTube folder on my drive. I've created a series making video tutorials folder, and this is the folder where all of my episodes have their own folders. This episode is number 7. We're going to click on that. And as you can see here, I have my episode 7 script and also my episode 7 description. So for each episode folder, I create a raw video folder inside each episode. What you see here is all of the raw videos that I've created. And when I bring my raw videos into this, raw videos meaning that I haven't edited them yet, I rename them in the order that I am going to edit them. And this just makes it a lot easier of what I'm doing and keeping organized. So the first one obviously is going to be my intro, step 2, step 3, step 4, and so on, all the way up until my outro, which is, in this case, step 5. I also make sure that all of my audio tracks are in this particular tutorial folder. These are my endings, and these are PNG files. So I have ending 1, 2, and 3. I also have my ShotCut website that I do, and any other PNG images that I create in Canva. When I do create my PNG images for my videos in Canva, I make sure that I create them at 1920 by 1080 because that's the full size of my video screen that I'm using. So I won't have any black lines at the sides of my videos. It will all fit on that screen. I also put any music files that I'll be using as I edit my video. If I make any points during my video for whatever reason, I also have them here as PNGs, and I make sure that they are transparent, which means they don't have any backgrounds. So the point of my raw video folder is that it keeps everything that I'm going to edit for that video inside this particular folder. This keeps me organized so I know the steps to use when I edit my video. Next, the video editing software that I use is a freeware, which means it's free to use. It's called ShotCut. Here's the website, and I will leave the link to this website in my description below. All you need to do is just find which device that works best for you, so whether Windows or Mac, download it to your computer, and then just open it up, and we can move on from there. All right, we're in ShotCut. So first of all, before we start uploading anything to our playlist, so up here where it says project folder, and you're going to start a new project, you're going to click on this, and you're going to connect it back to your raw video folder that we just talked about. So once that's there, it's in the right series, you select folder. Now you're going to name your video. So for this example, my video. Okay, and that's what I'm going to name it. And this is a temporary file while I edit. Once I'm finished all my editing, that's when I'll save it as an MP4. And I click on start. Now I come up here and I open file. So I'm back into my raw video file that I just showed you, and I select all of the videos and PNG images and everything, music included, that I need to edit this video. The only thing that I want to bring to your attention is that in this folder, I also have my video thumbnail that I upload to YouTube. I don't need this as I edit this video. So first of all, I'm going to select everything that I need. And then I'm going to come back here and just control hit. I'm just going to deselect because I don't need my thumbnail. So I have everything that I need in that folder, and I open. And as you can see, it has all of my folders that I just opened. There's one more thing for me when I start my videos is I need to get one more video from my YouTube folder. Click on my YouTube, and that's my intro video. And I open that. Just like that. Okay, and now I have all of my videos. So let's start with the intro. If you have an intro, you should have an intro. So not necessarily what you see here, but you should have an opening statement or something, or introducing your tutorial to someone. So you should have an intro of some kind. Okay, once I have that on there, then I have this intro that I made in Canva. So I just And all I'm doing is just clicking and I'm sliding it down to the timeline. And this is the timeline here. Now in ShotCut, if I add any more video tracks or audio tracks, I won't be able to see it very well. So in order for me to see all of them very well, if you see these little dots right here, you click on that and you just move it up, okay? Because eventually you will be creating or making more video and audio tracks. Okay, I'm gonna show you how to add another video track because sometimes you need an extra video track while you're editing. You come up to this video track and you're gonna right click, and where it says track operations, you're gonna add video track. Click on that, and that one is above. If you need to add an audio track, once again, you're going to come over here to this track, right click, track operations, and then you're going to click on add audio track. And there's an audio track. All right, let's say I have another video here and I have my video along with my audio track. So what if I want to detach that because I want to do a voiceover? I don't want two voices going at the same time. You're going to select the clip that you want to detach the audio from. And you'll know because it'll have a red border around the clip that you just selected. Right click on the clip, go down to more, go over to detach audio. Click on that, and now you see your video here and your audio is here. Your audio is already selected. What I do, if I don't want that audio, I just hit delete. Now I just have a basic video that I can do my voiceovers using my OBS studio that I showed you in our last video. If you make an error or if you have done something and you want to undo it, all you have to do is come up here to edit and then undo what you've just done. Now that it's brought back that audio that I just deleted. If I want to go back further, I just come up here to edit once again, and there's my video intact once again. A good tip to use while you're filming for your editing, when you film it, you get it down and then it's perfect and exactly the way to what you like it to be. So let me explain. If I'm on here and I'm filming and I'm making a lot of mistakes and I'm doing it in chunks and I'm repeating myself, I'm going to create that video so that at the end of that particular video, I'm going to say what I want to say. So instead of starting editing from the beginning of this video, because I know all throughout it, especially at the beginning, I'm making a lot of mistakes. So what I need to do is I need to go to the end of this clip, because I know at the end of the clip, it's bang on. I've said what I wanted to say in the way I've wanted to say it and shown everything, and it's what I want my viewers to see. So instead of going through the whole entire clip, you're gonna edit that clip starting from the back. That kind of sounds weird, but it really, really does help, and it speeds up your editing too. So I've made a lot of mistakes, as you can see. And you want to go through this and check. You don't want to just assume, because sometimes you're talking in chunks and you forget, or sometimes you have this part you really like, but you don't like that part. The end goal is that at the end of this video clip that you've recorded, you're saying and doing exactly what you want your viewers to see and to hear. So let's just, for time's sake, pretend that this is my final, that's what I want people to hear. So I put my cursor over here. I select my clip because it has the red border. I come up here and you see this split at playhead. It looks like two parentheses sort of facing each other. So if I want to split this clip, I have to ensure that it is first selected, then I click. So as you can see, now I've cut it. And all of the rest of this, I just select my clip again and I delete it because I don't need any of that. And I'm not just assuming, I want to make sure at the end of that clip that it is everything that I need. So all I did with that, because it was quite a lengthy clip, I clicked on it and all I did was just drag it. So say I want to do a transition. So either it's a headshot and I'm moving into my hands only video. So if I want to have a transition between that, with ShotCut it's very easy to do. You just grab onto this clip and you just move it over until it overlaps the end of the other clip. And you'll see there's this kind of purple X. Now, if you want this to be bigger, as you see, I have a green line there with double arrow. I can just move that clip. See, I can just move that back and forth. So when I'm finished that, I put my pointer here and then I click on my video. If you see the red line there with double arrow, you can just move this out more if you wish. But then you see your transition is a lot slower and takes more time. I prefer it being a little bit closer. You also want to make sure that your transitions aren't really long and drawn out either. You want them to be visually pleasing, but not too quick, but not too slow. Once again, it's a balance. Let's say that I want to add text to my video. After I've completed the entire editing of my video tutorial, I want to select the clip that I want to add the text to. So if I want to add the text to a clip, but I only want it to be within a certain duration of that clip, I need to bring my cursor to where I want to start my text. So I would click on my split head here and say I want it to only be until this point. Once again, I split my head. And this is the only part within this video clip that I want my text to show. So I select this area where I want my text to show. I put my cursor on top of that, go to my filters, click on the plus, go to my video, and I scroll all the way down until I see text simple. Click on that. And as you can see, this comes up like that. Where I add my text is here where it says text off to the left. So I just highlight that. This looks great. Now this is really hard to see because it's white on white. So I want to scroll down, and where it says font, that's my font color. So I click on that box, I click on black, and you want to choose a color that's really going to stand out. Obviously, if it's a white background, you want black text. But you can use different colors. Just be very wary about the colors, that they're not so bright that they hurt your viewers' eyes, because I've seen those as well. So I would just stick to, if it's a dark background, use white font. If it's a light background, use black font. Just go to the default. It's just easier that way. Okay, my outline, I also want to do black. My points, I'm going to just move this a little bit smaller and move it to the place on my video where I want it to look, or where I want it to go. So if my face was here, I wouldn't obviously put it over here. If I move my cursor back and I select on a different clip and I hit play, the points during my video, for whatever reason, I also have them here. And that's how I do text. All right, let's say that I want to create some points on my video. So I come up here to my point 1. I just click and I drag it to my video where I want it to be. And if I put my cursor over top of my image here, you can see that it takes up the entire space, and I don't want that. So I make sure that my image is selected. I come up here to where it says filters. I click on the plus. I'm in favorite. I scroll down and I select size, position, and rotate. Then I come over here to my video screen, and if you see, I have a double arrow in the corner there. That means I can reduce it to whatever size I want it to be. Also, if I put my cursor in the middle, that means I can move this anywhere on my screen. If I want my other points to be exactly in this position and this size, I come over here and I make a preset. So I click on this, save this plus, and I just name it. So I just name it, like I'm going to name it point. Okay, and I click OK. And you can make this point as long as you want. Once again, you're seeing that double arrow there, and I can make it as long or short as I want. Now I'm going to go back to my playlist and I'm going to select my point 2. I'm going to come up here, and once again, I'm going to click and drag that point anywhere on my video, where I want that to be. I make sure that this image is selected. I put my cursor on top of it. Once again, I go back to my filters, click on the plus, scroll down, size, position, and rotate. Now, instead of trying to guess where that was, I go to my preset and I select my preset. I come here and I named my preset point. I click on that, and there I go. I'm exactly the same as this. So it's really great to make those presets so you're not guessing. So let's put our cursor and let's see what that looks like. And don't worry, this little box that you see around your image, it won't be there. One thing I'm going to mention about creating your points is that I wouldn't add them to your video until your entire video is edited. This is going to be a last step for you. Let's just add some other video here. Go to my playlist, say I want to do my next step. So that's step 2, now I want step 3, and make sure I clip the part that I want to be in my video. All the rest I don't want. So that's including any drawing times or if you're gluing or painting. This is a great time to do that. You're cutting out those parts that you don't want to have in your tutorial. So I've selected this. I'm going to cut it. Since this is a long way back, another good tip that you can use, especially if you have other videos here, so let me just put the 4 behind this one here, okay? Say that you want to move more than one video, so this video and that video. You don't want to move each clip one at a time. That's going to take forever. What you want to do for that is you want to come up here and click on this bullseye, and this is a ripple, trim, and drop. Click on that, select your first clip, and now just click on it and drag. And what's that going to do is that the other clip behind it is going to be dragged along with it. And see, so this is my clip and this is my following clip. Using this little ripple to move bulk clips really saves time in editing. Also, let's say that you want to just shorten down your video, and instead of cutting it, you can just move it. So as you can see, I have my bold red line and my double arrow. I click on that and I'm just moving it. So it just moves your clip back so you don't have to keep on using the split head. And I'm going to show you how I do my ending PNG images. So we're going to do our outro, right? And you should have an outro for your videos because, like I said before, it's just something nice to have. Make sure that you go through the ending and it's what you want it to be. So let's just pretend my ending is right there. I'll make the cut. I'll slide my clip over. And I'll say goodbye because that's my outro. Now, my endings I have on the end of my videos, and I like to have them because number 1, it's building that rapport. Number 2, I can advertise certain products or say I want you to sign up for my weekly newsletter. I can do that. Also, I can tell them what the next video in the series will be if you are creating a tutorial series like I am. So my ending here, ending 1, once again, I know what order they're in because I've renamed them. Ending 1, ending 2, and ending 3. I use the flashing circle here and just bring it down for my fade in and my fade out on both sides. You can have that for as long as you want. I like to keep them equally amount on each one. That's just being consistent with all of your videos and what you're doing for your editing. So this one is, let's do 15. So 15, and I'll do 15 here. The beginning and the end of each of these little clips, that's what you're doing. You're adding your fade in and your fade out. Put my cursor here and I'm watching this. Yes, you need a script. Hope to see you there. Okay, fade in, fade out, fade in, fade out, fade in, fade out, fade in. Now it's up to you to determine how long you want these to be. If you happen to add endings to your outro, that's completely up to you. However, I wouldn't do it too long because you don't want them sitting there, watching 20 minutes of these endings. However, you don't want to be too quick that people are having problems reading what you actually put in your editing. Before I turn this video into an MP4 video ready to upload to YouTube, I want to go to the beginning. See this little button here, and this will take me right to the very beginning. I suggest that you watch your video one, maybe twice, to just really make sure that you have timing right, that you have your voiceover right, your points, and all of that. One thing that I forgot to mention before we export is that, hey, what if I wanted to add a music audio track? I have an audio track here. I know it's an audio because it's A for audio, V is for video. You'll know that. I want to add music to my video. So for now, I'm just going to show you how to add a music track to your tutorial if you wish to use it. However, later on in another episode, I'm going to talk about using music in your videos in an appropriate way. I come up here to my music. So I click, I drag, and I drag that to wherever I want that to start. Now obviously my intro here already has music, so I'm not going to put music over music. And as you can see, it already kind of has a volume low coming in. So if I was to click on this, okay, that's too loud. So I click on my audio, I come up here to my filters, I click on my plus, I click on my audio here, and I scroll down until I see gain and volume. I click on that. Here's the level that I can reduce or increase. And you will also see this on this side. If this is up here, that's way, way too loud. But you don't want to come all the way down because now I can't even see it. It's good to just kind of experiment and then go back and listen to it. Now, just to let you know, okay, the music in that is pretty good, but did you hear me? I'm pretty loud. So if I'm really loud and I'm screaming at you, I do apologize. I do get excited. So if my voice audio is way too loud, you're going to do the same thing that you just did right here for the music. So you're just going to select that clip, go to filters, click on the plus, you're in audio, and you're going to scroll down until you see the gain and volume. Now I want to reduce it because it's just way too loud. So just reduce it just a little bit. It doesn't need to be a lot. And then let's hear it. And my husband helped me. So you can change the volume not only in your voice audio, but also in your music, your background music. But remember, we're going to talk about music in a later episode. And make sure your music isn't going past your ending. So select the clip, put your cursor where that needs to go, click on your split, delete the part that you don't. And even in your audio, you can reduce and have the fade in and fade out. So I'm just going to reduce this down here. And then if I come over here, and this is your preference, whether or not you want it to be longer or shorter, that's completely up to you. Now I have my whole entire video. I've edited it. I've seen it from the beginning all the way to the end. Everything is where it needs to be. And now I'm going to turn this into my final MP4 video ready to be uploaded to YouTube. How do I do that on ShotCut? Well, I come up here to export. If you see this up here on the top ribbon, I click on export. Okay. So first of all, I scroll down and I click here on YouTube, so that it's actually saving it as a MP4. Then I come here where it says export file. So it's going to ask you where you want to save this fresh new video, this final edited video ready for upload. So I'm going to go back to my YouTube. I'm going to go back to my series, and in my series folder, I have a final videos folder. I double click on that. Now I name my video what I want it to be when I upload. So as you can see, what I've done here is that I name my video and then I add the episode. So number 4, number 5, number 6, whatever. Say I do my video and then let's call it number 7 because this is episode 7. So I have that there. I save that. And if you come up here to the top right, what ShotCut is doing is now it is transferring or turning that temporary file that you made at the beginning into your MP4 file. So depending on the speed of your Wi-Fi and how long your video is, and here's a little tip as well, this is a personal preference, and depending on your viewers generally, not everyone, but generally they like to have videos 15 minutes or less. I've found that. If it's more than 15 minutes, even a half an hour, you're really pushing it. If you have to have something half an hour, you have to have something half an hour. But if you are pushing it into like an hour and you're just starting out and people don't know you, your videos, this is the mistake I made. Your videos are just way too long and people aren't going to be really interested. Because when you create videos, it's about quality, not quantity. And that's with everything, and especially for making tutorial videos. You want your video to be really polished, to the point, here it is, this is what I'm showing you. And while I'm showing you, we're gonna build that relationship. We're going to build a rapport with one another. And that's what you want. You want something short, sweet, to the point, but very personable. And that's the trick to making really good tutorial videos. So as you can see up here, we have a green check mark. Yep, it is done and completed. So I'll come back down here. I go into my series, back into my final videos, and there it is, my video number 7. Now this video is all ready to upload to YouTube. So it's been really great going through with you. I hope that I've been able to help you to edit a few things and understand how to do a few things. Please let me know if I've missed anything. I could do a second video if you wish, whatever you need. So with that being said, our next episode is going to be episode number 8, how to make an outro. And I'll show you how to do that. So just remember, boys and girls, a little bit of what you fancy does you good.